News with Gina.
The News with Gina Grad.
So ABC News reports that Harvey Weinstein wants his upcoming criminal trial moved because of a circus-like atmosphere that exists in New York, according to a recent court filing. So an attorney for the disgraced film producer said in the filing that Weinstein has been demonized by, quote, unending and ever-expanding deluge of local, national, and international news, press coverage, online media hysteria, and suggested the case be moved anywhere else in the state. No immediate response from the Manhattan District Attorney's Office, which charged him with several criminal counts based on accounts of two women. But prosecutors are expected to oppose the venue change, obviously.
Talk to Garrigus about this. Sometimes they do this stuff just to kick the can down the road, like it's buy time.
Continuance.
They let you just kind of buy time so to change the venues and stuff, and then eventually have to get to trial. See, he had one law firm, got rid of the good law firm, and then went to another, and now is on a third, I think. I don't know. I feel like law firms are sort of like marriages. By the time you get to your third, it's probably not going to work out.
You finally got to figure it out. You finally got to figure it out.
A couple of test runs.
Yeah.
Maybe it's me, not you at that point.
Yeah. I was just like...
Second one's a sweet spot.
I was just hearing that Larry King is getting divorced for for a seventh time.
Yeah, well, technically eighth, because he married one of them twice.
Oh, okay.
He's married?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Many children.
He was... When I did his show, Dennis Miller hosted because he was in the hospital. I was like, at a certain point, don't you lose the energy for divorce? Like, I just feel like, you know what I mean?
Into it.
I just met his son randomly when I was at Nate and Al's, and he was so sweet.
Of course you met him at Nate now.
Of course I did. But he came to sit with us, and I was like, who is this kid?
My dad's glued to that booth over there.
Yeah.
He has the Larry King matzo bride.
Literally.
It's on the menu.
He was very sweet.
So anyway.
Mark will let us know what happens with that.
Yeah, I'll ask him. Remind me to ask Garrigus about what's going on with him. I think he thinks that Weinstein has a good shot of getting off, basically. He'll always surprise you with Mark will. Like there are these cases that you think they're OJ-esque, like, oh, this is a done deal.
Yeah,
come on, give me a break.
Mm-hmm.
And then at some point you fast forward 14 months and the person's going home.
Right.
Like there is a lot of that. Because I was saying early, I was like, if I'm Weinstein, I have a bundle of cash, I'm just going to jump on a private jet and go somewhere that doesn't have an extradition hearings with our or deal with our countries. Go somewhere and live out the next 20 years of your life. And he's like, nah, he's got money. He'll stay here and he'll try to beat this thing. Sad. Right?
Well, like you said about Larry King, just to give a couple of details, he's divorcing his seventh wife, but on his eighth divorce. Larry filed divorce docs
double dipped
Tuesday.
at one point?
Yes, sir. Oh, look at that picture. This was Sean Southwick King. I think that's the picture.
Yeah.
Pulling the plug on his 22-year marriage to Sean. They do have two sons, 19 and 20, but Larry has other children as well. And this will be, he's 85. It'll be his eighth divorce because he married one of his wives, Aileen Aikens, twice back in the 60s.
Oy.
I sat next to Larry King not too long ago, maybe a year ago, at a restaurant out to dinner, and Chris and I, my wife and I were sitting there, and Larry King comes in and plops down next to us, and we're like, where's Larry King? And all of a sudden, he's joined by a youngish man, my age, maybe younger, and a bevy of young, beautiful women out for a night on the town.
Ooh.
And his energy the entire time was miserable. He was just, now maybe it's just his posture.
Anti-half.
Just his posture.
Gotta be so
but
tired.
he
he's 85.
He struck me as like, I don't want to be here. Like
Downtrodden.
I don't think he talked because he was next to us. You know what I mean? Like
He's been really ill, I think.
Yeah, he has been very ill.
Who has a record for
Now I feel-
most times eating out?
I feel bad.
I know it's at the bottom of the barrel. My dad, Jim Carolla. See now, 3.7 times in his entire goddamn life. He's 88 years old. Don't feel like Larry King has set the record of number of meals eaten outside of his home?
He doesn't know what his kitchen looks like.
Yes,
You're
right?
absolutely right. I met him, of course, not surprisingly, with Dave Rubin a few times, and he's charming.
Oh, Larry?
Yeah.
I feel like he's a mascot for himself.
Yes, well
he is
said.
Larry King on top of Larry King.
Yes.
Like every once in a while, if you ever spot David Hasselhoff,
I would love to.
I would. You should come with me to a
my
car
God.
show because I spotted what I thought was David Hasselhoff from like across the concourse. Like we're in Hall B of the LA Auto Show where the Ferraris and Aston Martins are, and that's like that guy looks like David Hasselhoff from 200 feet away. And then I'm like, no, that guy's a David Hasselhoff impersonator because he's too much. It's too much. The shirt's undone to here. The hair's up. Not the Gandolfini
Not the
it factor.
It could be seen from outer space kind of it. And then I was like, well, Hasselhoff would... He would put a cap on and some glasses and want to get around.
Right.
No. He's in full effect.
Yeah.
He's in full Hasselhoff effect.
Wow.
DiCaprio wants to get around.
Yeah.
Not Hasselhoff. He is Hasselhoff.
What a weird life to live, like living as an impersonator of someone.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Especially,
Well, I'm thinking back on a party I went to a million years ago where there was a Howard Stern impersonator, and it's like, here's what Howard Stern has going for him: super funny and super rich.
Yeah.
Okay. Other than that, you got gangly and a big schnoz. So this all like, if you're doing a Dolph Lundgren impersonation or something, at least you get a blowjob in the kitchen at some point. The Rock, whatever.
Yeah.
But it's funny when you're like Woody Allen, except for you just look like Woody Allen, but you have no money and no ability.
No credits.
Yes.
I did see Hasselhoff at the mall one time at the Beverly Center wearing a shirt that said, "Don't hassle the Hoff."
That's what I'm saying.
To your point.
He is Hasselhoff.
Hiding in plain sight.
Right.
Matrix 4 has officially been greenlit. Keanu Reeves and Carrie-Anne Moss will reprise their roles as Neo and Trinity, while Lana Wachowski, who created the original trilogy, is attached, co-writing, directing, producing.
Co-creating.
But not all the family. Brian, I figure you'd know.
I just saw that Lana, not her sister, the other sibling, was attached. So
Lana has transitioned.
They both have. I think
it's got to be very interesting when the head guy from the head attorney, I guess you'd call it, whoever business affairs from I don't know who's making this movie.
Warner Brothers.
Warner Brothers.
The original trilogy was Warner Brothers.
Sits down and goes, all right, we got to crunch some numbers here. So we got. What's 77% of $10 million? It's
$7.7 million.
Yeah, okay. Well,
I've never seen the movie.
Now, if you just hung on your ding-a-ling.
I've never seen The Matrix.
If you kept your dick, we'd pay you $10 million, but we're doing 77 cents to the dollar.
She starts protesting for manhood. Like, test my DNA.
I was saying to somebody earlier when they were explaining this to me, the part about this movie that always bumps me is all the gunplay, but now we're avoiding the bullets in slow motion. It's a part that bumps me. I'd rather them have laser beams or something.
In the sequels, which weren't as good, they abandoned. You guys see the Matrix movies?
We've never seen them.
I've only seen the first one.
They abandoned gunplay because now they're so advanced in the system they can stop bullets or dodge them or whatever for swords, which of course are a little more hand-to-hand combat.
Yeah. Not my genre.
Well, there's going to start working on it early next year. No plot details known yet, but I'm sure Brian's very excited.
I'm cautiously
optimistic.
hopeful.
I wish they were doing like a Speed 2 or something.
3.
They did a Speed 2.
Oh, really?
It was called Cruise Control.
Oh,
and it's okay that you missed it.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah, it's quite all right. Full lineup of celebrities for the 28th season of Dancing with the Stars officially introduced.
Hold on. Brian movie, the man who knows movies. Bigger chasm.
Mm-hmm.
First Speed versus going on a boat.
Dude, you're not going to find a
cruise ship.
You better have a good second example.
Under Siege.
Was there an Under Siege 2?
On a train!
Why was it called Under Siege?
On a train!
Wait, was there an Under Siege 2? This is absurd.
I'm telling you.
Dark Territory.
Was it on a train?
On a train.
Why was it called Under Siege?
I don't know. Name recognition.
Oh my, Seagal was in it. Wow, that's a real blow for the movie guy. Speed and Speed 2 are classically so far apart. Speed's a really good movie. Speed 2 has like 0% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Okay, chasm. Jaws 1, Jaws 2. Under Siege 1, Under Siege 2, probably a little narrower.
Okay.
But Jaws 1 and Jaws 2, probably a bigger chasm than Speed 1 and Speed 2?
I think...
or Speed 2 could be
Jaws 3 and 4 fell off so far. Like The Revenge.
1 and 2's got a big... Well, Max Banner, you can work
Roy
that
Scheider
out.
didn't want to be a part of number 2.
Right.
Okay.
Sorry.
Dancing with the Stars, the lineup. Mm-hmm. So vying for the trophy will be, here's the list, James Van Der Beek, Christy Brinkley, country star Lauren Elena, NFL Hall of Famer Ray Lewis, former NBA star Lamar Odom.
Oh, wow.
Comedian Kel Mitchell, former Fifth Harmony member Allie Brooke, The Office star Kate Flannery, Bachelorette Hannah Brown, Queer Eye star Karamo Brown, Mary Wilson of the Supremes, and former White House press secretary Sean Spicer.
Oh, my
What?
Lord.
And
What
that
a
is
lineup.
starting on the 16th of September on ABC.
I'm going to be tuning in.
Thank
I
you.
thought they'd get the mooch at least.
Yeah, no mooch.
I got Spicer.
He did Celebrity Big Brother, didn't he?
Oh, that's right. Oh, yeah, they're all on tour.
No, he got
Yeah.
chipped out of that deal.
There's a couple of big stars in there.
Yeah.
Vanderbeek, come on.
Yeah.
Lamar Odom?
He does well.
He's
Lamar
really
Odom.
a big star.
I'm shooting for Karamo Brown. I'm rooting for him.
I'm shooting for Lamar.
The NFL, who's the NFL?
Ray Lewis.
Ray Lewis.
He used to dance in the end zone. Remember?
Don't bet against
Yes.
the ex-NFLers. They seem to dominate.
Agree.
They got the work ethic and they got the athletic background. He's starting. Oh, Siegel tweeted a script. He's starting Under Siege 3.
Oh, thank God.
All right, what were the? I'll buy you a second, but get us the Rotten Tomatoes
Yeah,
score
we're putting them together
of
right now.
all three of those. There's going to be a big space. You could fit a lot of books between those ends. But I think you'll be surprised at how big the Jaws one was.
And also, Speed and Under Siege are both very good examples of those kinds of movies. Under Siege
Yes.
is a good movie, so is Speed.
All right. What? With Speed? Come on, Max Zapata. No way.
What's that?
He's trying to get him. I'm give him a second to work his stuff out here for a second.
You think
All
that's
right.
a typo?
I don't
Speed
know.
should be about 85.
I'm sorry. He's showing me the critic score and the people score. I thought there was the one and two. Yeah, I just saw the first one. All right. So, you ready for Speed?
Yes, please.
Speed 1, or first Speed, 94 with the critics.
94. It's justified. It's a really good movie.
Yeah,
Really
76 with the people. Sort of like, what'd you guys want out of this?
So it was like a crowd pleaser.
Speed 2, 4 with the critics,
I said it could be 0.
but 16 with the people.
Oh,
So,
4 times.
They
is
enjoyed
good.
it.
right.
So I'll rent it.
Under Siege.
Stream it.
Yeah.
Under Siege was 77 with the critics,
about right.
62 with the people. Again, people,
Again.
what are we looking for out of life
on.
here? Look at this. Under Siege 2, 37 with the critics,
Really?
38 with the people.
That is
Nobody liked it.
That's not a chasm.
Jaws, 98 with the critics
an all-time classic.
and 90 with the people. Jaws 2, 60 with the critics. So
Yeah,
is that
Jaws
fresh?
2 wasn't that bad.
I guess
I think
not.
Jaws 3 is the really bad one.
And
that's like where the shark comes back for revenge.
38 with the people.
Spite.
It's kind of weird that the people had it so much lower in a shark movie than the critics. But all right, thank you for that, Paul. Let's do one more.
All right. Well, we talk a lot on the show about do we have overlords or are we imposing these rules on ourselves? And I found a blatant example of something so horrific that we do to each other and ourselves. You're going to hate it.
We're sort of talking about all the crazy rules we have, and like if anyone has ever done that thing where they're at a place. Sometimes it's work, and sometimes it's where you live. Like if you live in an apartment, and it's like crowded, and then it says like no parking on Wednesday, street cleaner, 10 a.m. to noon, and then you see that the street sweeper goes by and the tracks are still wet. And it's like 11:40 and you go, good. And you pull your car and then the meter maid like comes by and they're like, I'm going to write you a ticket. You better move. And you're like, for the street sweeper. Like it just went by. Like the tracks are wet and they're like, no parking between 10 and you go, for the street sweeper. I got to go back to work. And they go, okay, well, you're getting a ticket. And it's like, what are we doing? What are we trying to do? Why is it okay that we're even having this conversation? Why are you just moving on? It's the street sweeper. There's a window. It is. We're in the window, but the street sweeper has passed, and you can see the wet tracks that we're standing on. May we get on with our goddamn lives? No, we may not. No, we may not. If you're one of those persons with that wiring, please kill yourself. You make everyone miserable around you, and I'm sure family members
I always
as well.
park like 3 minutes before
Yeah.
I'm supposed to.
How does that work out for you? Do you get tickets?
50-50.
Yeah. Ooh, rebel.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
You go 3 minutes.
I would definitely stay out of Chula Vista if I was all of you, because one California neighborhood is going way overboard with the HOA rules by informing neighborhood residents that if they have a 2-car garage, 2 cars would need to take up both the spots in the garage before they're allowed to park in their own driveways.
What?
The problem for many residents is that many of them use the garage for storage, and many people in this little enclave have trucks and cars that can't fit in the garage anyway. According to the residents, the HOA has not explained the reason behind this rule or what the repercussions might be, but they've apparently also informed people there will be garage inspections to make sure both of your cars are in the garage before anyone dares park in their own driveway.
Have you guys had horrible fucking neighbors?
My dad lives in a neighborhood in New York where you're past midnight, you're not allowed to park on the street, which is like bizarre to me. Like you own your homes. Like this doesn't make sense. So my dad started playing this prank on his neighbor whose daughter would like come home late from like in high school, like hanging out. And he put like a notice and said that they searched her car and that if they do it again, they're going to sell her confiscated weed. And they wrote it was true because that's how crazy his neighborhood is.
Oh my God, I live next to a hoarder, and I don't know why we even freaking moved where we did. It's a beautiful house, but like our neighbor is a legit hoarder. Like, from the Hoarders show.
What's the evidence? Literally featured on the show?
No, but it's worse than the show.
Worse than the show?
Laminate them.
Yeah, there's like, mattresses outside. I was so pregnant when we signed, like when we, got the house and escrow went through. I don't know what was wrong with us, but there's broken down cars in the driveway. There's mattresses. There's like 45 bikes. There's trash cans. There's like toys probably from. He's like 80. Probably.
Was the house like this when you
Yes.
When you toured the
It's
house?
our fault.
She was pregnant.
Yes, we
couldn't think.
I literally couldn't think.
She was thinking for 2.
My husband's like, "What the fuck were we doing?" But no, we're like, what about like HOA people? People have filed complaints. We haven't yet, but people have, and they just nothing happens.
You got to go to Chula Vista.
I was going to say,
take care of it.
that's why that guy's not living in Chula Vista.
I know.
Gosh.
It's the problem. The problem is we can't figure out balance as human beings. Like someone will always go, look, you want to get that old man who's clinically insane and bringing down house prices. When you do that, next thing you know, that guy's telling you where you can and can't park your Ford Explorer. And it's like, we don't have to do it that way. We could just take care of the crazy people who have a fucking fire hazard and a tetanus problem on their fucking front lawn and then tell the other people to fuck right off when they tell us where to park. We could do both ways. Because we're human beings. We could be sane. How about that?
Yeah.
No.
That way.
You think it's a good idea to tell crazy old man Tucker to clean off the bike rack on his lawn. But here's what's going to happen.
Tomorrow.
Doesn't have to.
Yeah.
We don't have to do that.
No.
That's
allowed.
We're wired in some fucked up way.
Slippery slope.
I don't get it. Like that whole thing where it's like, if I let you in the restaurant with a sweat jacket, then I have to let everyone in. No, you don't. No, you wouldn't. Or you could. Either way, you don't have to do everything. You could decide to do what you want.
Yeah.
We could all be fucking rational human beings and decide that this guy has crossed the line in one far direction and this other person has crossed the line in the other direction.
The only people that are literal rational people, I think, are 5-year-olds, because my son always asks these questions where my husband and I are like, you're right. Like he asked us the other day if we were going to have another kid, and we're like, we don't think so. We think we're good. And he's like, so why are you together?
Oh,
we're like, that's a good question.
To be fair, he may have been listening to your husband on the phone.
Oh, shit.
I don't know if he cooked that up himself or it was just him didn't know the kid was outside the
Good
office.
call.
Hoarder. Oh.
Yeah.
Now, do you have fantasies like I do?
Burning down his house?
Flaming arrow. Right through the fucking garage window. Have that thing go up like a Piccolo Pete.
But our house will burn down if his house burns down.
I thought that when I had a fantasy about a crazy old neighbor
Really?
I had. Turned out, my house didn't catch on fire.
It actually happened.
It actually happened.
Oh, shit.
He wished that this house would burn down, and it did. He's like
I was
Firestarter.
like Drew Barrymore in that movie.
If there's one,
then my cat stole my breath, and then I was fucked.
If there's one more earthquake, his house will fall down.
Oh.
And like we live in a very nice area. This is just very bizarre that like there's this one house that's falling apart.
My feeling is always like, all right, 80-year-old crazy man. I had the same thing next to my house.
Yeah.
I was like, do you have an adult child that moved to Florida some years back, does he ever come back and go, "Hey, Pops, you know what I would hate?
Talk about that
I would hate to live next to your ass."
Take stock.
Like, I'm saying, I'm an adult. I could intervene here on behalf. Like, I would
Of the
be
community.
apologizing to the neighbors and going, I got a U-Haul.
This sounds like a man that's been abandoned.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I've done some research and I've been like, so do you have children? I'm like, where the fuck are they?
Right.
And first of all, he has a wife, but I've never seen her in my life.
She's in the she's in the basement.
Oh, I just got chills.
Yeah,
she's in the attic.
she's there, but she's not. She's maybe dead in the basement.
Yeah.
You're right, but that's probably what smells so bad. Just kidding. No, but I'm like, do you have kids? He's like, yes, I have like 4 boys, and you could still see their tractors. I'm not kidding. They're probably 40, 50 years old in the backyard.
Wow.
Like, dusty. It's just a.
This man needs help.
I know.
Does he have requests? Or, I mean, is he just an eyesore or is he an earsore as well?
Eyesore. Just an eyesore. He's actually a really nice guy.
So, look, there's a kind of a social contract, everybody. It's a sort of a flying a Southwest flight. Don't have super rank BO. Like,
Be
it's
nice.
not really
Yeah.
fair to the other people on the flight.
Yeah.
You know, gonna live in a neighborhood, take care of your lawn. If you'd like the inside of the house to be a mess, so be it.
Yeah.
This is your lawn. It's kind of community.
I had
Yes.
this thought. This must have happened. You sold many houses. Has this ever happened before where on our street everyone has decent to nice lawns except for one house, just a dirt mess that doesn't take care of it? And I said to Christy when I was like, my wife, I'm like, if we go to sell this house, I'm going to hire a gardener to go over there, clean it up, put down some whatever $200.
Spray the cookie smell.
Whatever $200
Yes.
is worth it is going to. It's an eyesore for whoever wants
Right.
to buy our house.
Yes.
I walked over there because I can't fucking take it. And my husband's like, you go talk to him. I'm like, you go talk to him. And I have to go talk to him. And I went over there and I was like, look, I was like, I have kids and I'm starting to get a little worried about their health with your backyard. I didn't care at this point.
Wow.
And I was like, so you're going to have to clean it up. And if you don't have money to do that, we are happy. Both neighbors on each side are happy to help you. But if you're a hoarder, that's not the point. It's not the money.
Sure.
He literally won't let go. So I offered to pay for it, and I'm going to wait 3 more weeks. And if not, I'm going to start reporting because it literally is a health hazard.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. You think through the eyes of a sane person that you're going to go over there and rectify this problem because you see things through the prism of sanity, which is, well, obviously he doesn't have the money to clean. He would want a nice lawn.
I think he has the money.
Everybody
to clean it.
wants a nice lawn. Like it's why the Twin Towers are gone because you can't think like, how would you fly into you? But how do you bail out of a plane? But no, you can't fly the plane. And like you think sanely, and you don't realize they think in an insane fashion, and that's the whole point. And you're just going to reason with them and be generous. And then it's weird when you're like, I'm offering to pay, but they're not taking me up on this thing because that'd be the best day of your life if a neighbor came by with a check and said, I'll take care of that. I'll prune that tree for you. But that's you who's sane.
Right.
He's insane.
Totally. It's never going to happen. We'll move before it happens. Oh, God.
I got to tell you, like, I don't know, when I think of insane, I think of like Howie Mandel, but Howie Mandel, he was talk about being insane, but he's a super sweet guy. He built a house in Malibu that was pretty much just across the street from a house I had in Malibu, and he basically flat out told me, I mean, he built a ground up, like 8,000 square foot custom beautiful home, blah, blah, blah. Famously, his son partied there and like shot a rap video and rented it out and everything else. But he eventually moved because his neighbor was such a fucking pain in the ass. Like, he literally would come over. Like, if he turned on the stereo and went by the pool, his neighbor would come over the fence and be yelling at him to turn. He literally just sold this house that he took him 3 years to build. Like, he's just like, the guy's such a fucking pain in the ass. Like, that's what these people do. Like, they're so fucking bad. And I've had these neighbors, too, that you actually want to move.
So you're saying that's what Jenna should do?
Move to Malibu.
No, be the neighbor.
No.
Be the neighbor.
Yes. That's what I'm saying.
Why? He'll never move. He'll never
He's
move.
impervious to your sanity.
Yeah.
It's his
Really.
superpower.
Yes. I live with 3 of those people. I understand. They're impervious to my sanity.
Like
Does
a moat.
not affect them.
Yeah, force field.
No, like whatever Superman does with his cape when people shoot at him, that's what my
Bounces right
sanity
off.
does. Just bounces right off. All right. Let me You want to bring it home, Gina Grad?
Sure. I'm Gina Grad, and that's the news.
Yeah, the rice pudding.
Gina.
Oh, come on.
That was the news.
Appropriate.
Chris is on fire the last couple of days.